All right, guys, you may remember that we had a big old crawfish ball and we had some leftover crawfish. And today we are going to make an étouffée, like Caesar said, étouffée brute. Nonna Snowden cooks. The goal is to amuse you and help you keep your family fed. Okay, guys, we have our crawfish that was left over from the crawfish boil, and we plopped into the freezer the onions and some leftover garlic from the crawfish ball that is going to go into the étouffée. We also have 2 tomatoes, 3 stalks of celery, and a bell pepper. Now, this right here, the cauliflower, is for them ketones type people that want to limit their carbohydrates. So we're going to make us some cauliflower rice to go in it. And first thing I need to do is get the garlic and the onions that are now no longer frozen into the little bowl here to go in the étouffée when I start the roux, because first you make a roux. Everybody knows that. All right, guys, so we're making a blonde roux. We are not doing the kind of roux that we did with the gumbo. This is going to be cooked not quite so long, but of course this is on the rare occasion that I actually measure. We need a cup of olive oil. And the main difference between the étouffée and your gumbo is, number one, the étouffée is a bit thicker, and number 2, the étouffée has tomatoes in it. And some people say you don't make a roux for the étouffée. Those people are wrong. And all we're going to do is we're going to stand right here and we're going to stir this until you just cook it till it's done. Everybody knows that.
Let's go.
All right, guys, this is about the color you want the roux for this one. Now we're plopping in our 3 stalks of celery, and we're plopping in our bell pepper, and we're stirring real good. And we're going to let that cook a minute, but not too long. This does not need to be cooked, but this is the onion from the crawfish ball with all the good crawfish ball seasoning. And this is the leftover garlic from the crawfish ball with all the good garlic seasoning. And we're going to stir that up a bit. Plop in some of Uncle Paulie's garlic ghost pepper salt, but not too much, because that's got a little kick to it. And we're going to plop in some Tony's, because you just put Tony's in étouffée, it's a law. I forgot to put tomatoes in. We're going to put some tomatoes in also, those two ripe tomatoes. We're going to put the crawfish in at the very end, because the crawfish is already cooked and we don't want it to get tough and icky. So we plop that in at the very end here. But in the meantime, you can come in here and see what we got going on here. Okay, I put in 2 cans of chicken broth. I'm fixing to put in 3 and 4. That didn't have a box up in the cabinet there. Now, if you don't have chicken broth, you could just use water, but chicken broth just gives it a little bit more flavor. And the best chicken broth, of course, is the kind you make out your yard birds. But we don't have no yard birds because they all turned into raccoon poop. All right, and of course you got to taste. Make sure you got all the seasonings you need. Let's just pause, honey. That's good. That is good right there. Now we're just waiting for this to thicken up some, and then we'll put the crawfish in it, and it will be étouffée. Okay, guys, for people that are on the Keystone diet, oh, wait a second, I almost forgot. Oh, I can't believe I almost forgot it. Wolfie, Nonna loves you. Okay, we're good. Now, for people who are on that ketosis diet, whatever that thing was that Chris was telling us about,
Keto diet.
We are doing a cauliflower rice, but you could do real rice. Cut this up a little, and then we just scrape it on the grater. So we've got our cauliflower that we have shredded up to make cauliflower rice. So just put a chunk of the good butter, goat butter, is good for you. And this is how easy this is. You just put the rice in, the cauliflower, stir it around till it's done. And it does not take long. And if you want to add something to it, of course, we could put our Mr. Dan Pastorini's garlic and herb seasoning, give it a little kick. Well, that's not so much kick, but that's just give it a little flavor. And a little Uncle Polly's ghost pepper garlic salt. And this will be ready to go in just a minute. This does not take long. And we just cook it till it's all the way cooked through. All right, the étouffée is coming right along. It's almost about time to put the crawfish in. We're just putting the crawfish in just enough time for it to heat through. All right, guys, and here I have put the crawfish in it. I have heated it through, and we are good to go. And, you know, after you finish eating this delicious meal, you're really going to need to work out. So Pranav Anand has a YouTube channel that shows you little in-home workouts you can do. And I'm going to put a link to his YouTube's down somewhere in the description. And go check out the crawfish boil video. That's a good one too.